KREM 2 News at Noon begins now.
There is some new data out there showing that some parts of Washington state use AI more than others. So coming up, why Microsoft wants to bring AI to all schools all across the state.
Well, after a couple particularly cold days, things have been a little bit more mild today thanks to the sunshine. It's just the low temperatures that stay near freezing.
All right, speaking of freezing, for the first time this season, some of us are dipping into freezing temperatures. Up ahead, what to add to your to-do list before winter. Like you need any more to-dos, right? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us here on KREM 2 News at Noon. I'm Laura Papetti. It is good to see you. We do begin with breaking news at this noon hour. An hour ago, a judge resentenced Justin Crenshaw to 2 consecutive life terms without parole. Now, you may remember he is the man convicted of stabbing Sarah Clark and Tanner Pell back in 2008. This is the same sentence that he faced in 2010. He faced a resentencing for the double homicide under a change in state law that happened in 2021. So now he's being resentenced. And again, as you heard, got the same sentence, 2 consecutive life in prison. During the hearing, more than 20 family members and friends shared how the loss of both Sarah and Tanner has left a hole in their lives, pleading with the judge to maintain the life sentence. Some of the most profound words came from a 9-year-old about his Aunt Sarah that he never got to meet. That was read by his mom.
He was 20 years old and he knew what he was doing. I'm 9 and I know what I'm doing. Do not give him another chance if she did not get one. Respectfully, Finnegan Gant.
Crenshaw was 20 years old when he stabbed Clark and Pell to death, then set the house on fire to cover up his crimes. And this is just coming into the KREM 2 newsroom in the last half hour. The Spokane County Medical Examiner's Office has officially identified the man who was shot and killed in his vehicle early Sunday morning. This happened on McClellan Street, in South Spokane. The Examiner's Office report says 38-year-old Derek Schaefer died by gunshot wounds. Spokane police say an unknown suspect walked up to him while he was in his car and then shot him. The suspect has not been found, and police say at this point it remains unclear what prompted that act of violence. And the city of Spokane may be eliminating dozens of positions as it tries to chip away at its $13 million budget deficit. Mayor Lisa Brown sent an email to city staff last night saying the budget shortfall, along with a sharp rise in healthcare premiums, could mean eliminating 30 to 50 positions. The administration says about a third of those positions are currently vacant and will be removed without being filled, but that leaves many employees who will be impacted. Hutt shared this statement, which read in part, "These decisions are never easy, and we recognize the impact they have on employees, their families, and the general public. The midway budget modification." All right, it is 3 minutes past noon right now, and we're going to send it on over to weather. We have Thomas Patrick. He is standing by with a look at the forecast. Thomas, it is certainly feeling a lot like fall, almost inching into winter territory in some parts.
Yeah, well, definitely this past weekend. Remember, all the mountains did get that first official snowfall, and actually the mountains still holding a bit of that snow. Now, the sunshine is trying to say otherwise. It's like, okay, hold on. We're not going all the way into winter just yet. Actually, this isn't too bad in the sunshine. The lower half of my body, which is quite literally in the shade, it does still feel a little bit cool. Current temperature is 47. It's okay in the sun. It's cool in the shade right now. So that's the big difference. Honestly, we are a couple degrees warmer today versus yesterday, but we'll take any little bit we can get because it was particularly cold these last 2 days. There's that sunshine, that nice fall sunshine, a little bit lower in the sky as we actually do inch closer towards the winter time. But with it, I think we're in for a pleasant fall and October afternoon. It was officially 33 degrees this morning. Oh, so close to that freezing mark. But honestly, if it's going to get that cold, not just once, but each day this week, we will start seeing the best fall colors. I think we are right there or thereabouts to our peak fall colors as of today, if not tomorrow or Thursday. So enjoy those fall colors this week, because after this, it could probably only get colder and we'll start to see a lot more leaves and pine needles on the ground after this week.
Washington State Superintendent of Public Instruction released a statement after last week's federal layoff at the U.S. Department of Education. Chris Reichdell saying in part, "We will not waver in our commitment to students with disabilities or those who are native, migratory, or experiencing homelessness." He is urging Congress to, quote, "restore the federal government's capability to administer these important programs so all states and local systems can fulfill their obligations and protect the rights of students and families." Across the country, education budgets are getting cut and enrollment in higher education is down. However, in Idaho, some of the universities are actually growing. That's what the presidents and CEOs of 3 North Idaho schools have said. NIC, Lewis Clark State College, and University of Idaho Coeur d'Alene are all doing right now. The CEO of University of Idaho Coeur d'Alene saying they're using some new learning techniques and offering what they say are unique programs to keep enrollment up. Things like their 2+2 partnership program and using AI technologies. Here in Washington, Microsoft started a multi-billion-dollar program to get AI tools into every school district throughout Washington state. They are calling the program Microsoft Elevate Washington. And with the new plan, every high school and community college students in Washington will get free access to AI-powered learning tools like Microsoft Copilot and Teams. The goal of the program is to help students and educators get ahead of the constant changes in tech.
Well, I think for every high school student in the state, for every community college student in the state, and for their parents, this is going to mean that our state is absolutely at the forefront in equipping people with AI skills and tools so you know how to use AI when it's time to go look for a job.
All right, so looking at some new data that shows a divide in how AI is being used across the state of Washington, Microsoft's AI for Good lab found that in counties near Puget Sound, more than a third of people are already using AI. However, in some eastern Washington counties, especially in the more rural areas, usage is dropping below 10%. All right, happening today, the Spokane County Board of Commissioners is holding a public roundtable on the 2026 budget, allowing the community to observe and participate in the board's process. The hearing today is 5:30 in the evening at the Commissioners' hearing room and will be focused on the budget expenditure estimates. All right, more airports all across the region are choosing not to play a pre-recorded message about the shutdown. Coming up in 2 minutes, a look at this video and why airports are making that decision.